President Abdul Kalam's gun casket carrying his last remains reaching the airport now, and it will be flown to Madurai, from where it will be taken to his hometown of Rameswaram, where he will be given a state funeral, as has been informed by the Home Ministry itself. And of course, yesterday we saw those images outside his residence here in New Delhi, where top dignitaries of the national capital from across the political spectrum paid their last tributes to the people's president, and of course the people themselves came in large numbers to pay homage to Dr. Kalam at his residence in 10 Rajaji Marg yesterday. Those images really telling the story of how popular Dr. Kalam was as a president, as somebody who had a magical journey from the son of a boatman to the 11th president of India. Moving on from being the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister, to his stint at the DRDO and really in ISRO, as well as being the satellite man for India, and his gun casket there reaching India's airport, the Delhi airport there, and will be flown in an Indian Air Force Hercules aircraft to Madurai, from where it will be taken to Rameswaram, where his mortal remains will be buried in a full state funeral. And yesterday, after dignitaries placed wreaths at the special casket at the Palam airport amid a tri-service guard of honor, it was taken on a flood-bedecked gun carriage to his residence at 10 Rajaji Marg. That was yesterday, where hundreds of school children also lined up the roads to bid farewell to their beloved former president. And what was also the real defining image from Palam Airport yesterday was the Marshal of the Indian Air Force, Arjun Singh, aged 96, who was also among the dignitaries who paid their last respects to Dr. Kalam. And today his body will be flown from Delhi to Madurai, as we were pointing out. Kalam's family members will also be on board that Air Force aircraft, and the aircraft is slated to land in Madurai around 11 a.m. The district collectors of Madurai, which houses Kalam's ancestral home in Rameswaram, have confirmed this to Home Ministries that they will be receiving the body. The body will then be taken by a chopper to Mandapam, the helipad nearest to his hometown Rameswaram, and there that's where his burial will take place. The details of where the body will be kept in Rameswaram and finally put to rest are being worked out by the district collectors of the area. And yesterday we saw those images of people queuing up at Kalam's residence, political leaders as well, and as well as the common public, which hurled his achievements really as the people's president, the missile man, and despite his humble beginnings. The gun casket there now being taken into the Indian Air Force aircraft. Dr. Kalam's final journey here from the national capital to his hometown, his gun casket, his last remains being flown by an Indian Air Force aircraft with full state rights to Madurai, from where it will be taken by road to Rameswaram, where people are awaiting Dr. Kalam, who really was, in a sense, the people's president, hugely popular among students, school children, and across the political spectrum. Dr. Kalam's contribution really to science, to education, has been nothing short of absolutely spectacular. And those defining images from the last 2 days of so many people coming in to pay their last tributes to Dr. Kalam at his residence, whether it was the Prime Minister or the President or the Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and many more. The Chief Minister here, the Lieutenant Governor, and people and leaders from across the political spectrum, students lining up, queuing up outside his house in huge numbers, hugely popular by some estimates. Dr. Kalam met over 20 million students in his lifetime, and many would have been pointing out that it was rather symbolic that Dr. Kalam died also addressing students. All right, we're seeing images there of Venkaiah Naidu, Manohar Parikal, among others, really signing off there from the national capital, and their final goodbye to Dr. Kalam, who is being flown to Madurai, from where he will be taken to his hometown of Rameswaram, his final journey.
हेलीकॉप्टर रामेश्वरम जाएंगे, रामेश्वरम में उनका घर में रह जाएंगे, बाद में जनता का दर्शन के लिए रखेंगे और कल सुबह उनका अंत्यक्रिया होगा। उसके बाद हम लोग वापस आएंगे। कौन-कौन लोग, प्रधानमंत्री के अलावा और कौन-कौन लोग एक्सपेक्टेड? मालूम नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री आ रहे, इतना मालूम है कुछ मुख्यमंत्री लोग भी आना चाहते। कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर से आप दोनों जा रहे और दोनों जा रहे और लॉस टू द नेशन, एब्सोल्युटली लॉस टू नेशन एंड द वर्ल्ड।
All right, Venkaiah Naidu there giving the details of how and where he will be flown from Madurai to Rameswaram, and really many suggesting, of course, that the Prime Minister would most likely also be there for the burial tomorrow. But the aircraft now final moments away from being flown from here to his hometown in Rameswaram. And of course, really, as we've been pointing out, Dr. Kalam, his popularity both visible in his life as well as in his death, as from the visuals both at the airport today, as well as with the fact that so many people turned up at his 10 Rajaji residence yesterday, both from the political field as well as students and the common people lining up to say their goodbye, to say their final tribute, pay their final tribute to the man who was known as the People's President for India. The government also announcing a national mourning for 7 days without a holiday, and we were speaking to several students yesterday as well who remembered their visits to Rashtrapati Bhavan, many calling his enthusiasm youthful, calling it infectious enthusiasm for life, for scientific temper and for education as well, and his contribution both as a president remarkable as well as in the field of science and education.
जाएंगे, बाद में जनता का दर्शन के लिए रखेंगे और कल सुबह उनका अंत्यक्रिया होगा। उसके बाद हम लोग वापस आएंगे। कौन-कौन लोग, प्रधानमंत्री के अलावा और कौन-कौन लोग एक्सपेक्टेड? मालूम नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री आ रहे, इतना मालूम है कुछ मुख्यमंत्री लोग भी आना चाहते। कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर से आप दोनों जा रहे और दोनों जा रहे और लॉस टू द नेशन, एब्सोल्युटली लॉस टू नेशन एंड द वर्ल्ड।
Do we have headlines? Coverage of the former President Dr. Abdul Kalam. The last rites, of course, will be done tomorrow, and his body is being flown to his hometown, and we've seen some of the ministers right here at the Palam airport, his body being taken away to Rameswaram, his hometown.